Thank you for your statement, Cabinet Secretary. As I said when you unveiled it, the new treatment fund is a most welcome addition to the NHS, as it can speed up access to vital treatments for all patients and not simply people suffering with a cancer diagnosis. I welcome the news that some medicines have just taken 17 days to become available under the new treatments fund, and this is wonderful news for patients. However, as with all such schemes, the devil is in the detail. Delivery never quite matches design. Not all local health boards are as efficient in introducing new treatments, and I welcome the steps that you have taken to monitor compliance. Cabinet Secretary, can you update us on how all of the local health boards are complying with the requirement to make treatments available within the required timescale? I welcome the fact that 82 new drugs have now been made available under the scheme, treating everything from arthritis to acromegaly. I must confess I had to look up that condition, but it is great news that people who suffer from this debilitating hormonal disorder can now get treatment in Wales. And this highlights the massive improvements the new treatments fund is on the Cancer Drugs Fund in England. This scheme can benefit all patients in Wales, as well as those suffering from cancer. I would be grateful, Cabinet Secretary, if you could outline how many patients have benefited from the fund in the last 12 months. Of course, the new treatment fund only supports the introduction of new treatments for the first 12 months. Health boards must accommodate ongoing treatment within their existing budgets. So, Cabinet Secretary, can you update us on how health boards are planning to accommodate the additional expenditure of these new treatments during the coming financial year? I also welcome the news that your government continues to work with the pharmaceutical industry and that you are working with ABPI Cymru on the new treatments fund. I would be grateful, Cabinet Secretary, if you could outline the work being undertaken to improve horizon scanning within the NHS so that we are better prepared to maximise the benefits of future treatments. Finally, Cabinet Secretary, this is a treatments fund, and while I greatly welcome 82 new medicines, the fund is not limited to pharmaceutical interventions. So can we look forward to the fund being used to introduce new therapeutic interventions in the next 12 months? I welcome your statement, Cabinet Secretary, and the news that patients in Wales can get early access to better treatments, sometimes just days after approval. I look forward to working with you over the next 12 months to ensure that these new treatments are available to every patient who needs them, regardless of where they live in Wales.
Thank you. Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you for the series of points in question. I'll try to be as brief as possible, including those points that I think I've tried to answer in previous questions. I welcome the recognition of all three other parties in the Chamber that the new treatment fund has delivered a significant improvement in access. It was in the first 6 months the average time was 17 days. Just to point out, it's in the second 6 months has come down to 10 days on average for new treatments to be made available. As I said to Angela Burns, of the 82 medicines that have been made available through with the new treatment fund coming to being, we think that's benefited around 4,000 patients. And I also pointed out in response to Rena Yodworth, this is really about understanding the challenge that we knew existed in within the first 12 months of planning for and delivering new medicines. And thereafter, health boards have actually got a much better track record of managing within their resource budgets for drugs. I also made clear in my response to Angela Burns, at least I tried to, that horizon scanning has improved, and the AVPI statement themselves has recognised that, and that's work to continue building on as well. I don't think that's simply a done deal. I also want to make clear to Rena Yodworth that Health Technology Wales is there to help us in understanding of new non-medicines treatment as well. But in terms of your point about compliance, there's a monthly monitoring system. My officials, together with the All Wales Therapeutics and Toxicology Centre, monitor how quickly health boards are putting new treatments onto their formulary to make them available for clinicians to prescribe. That's an area that we'll continue to look at to see if that compliance is being maintained throughout the fund. That's a very clear expectation that I have and that the government has, that the new treatment fund is not just here to deliver in its first year, but sort of throughout the term of this government.